we switch it from Zoom rooms to Teams rooms. And I've about got it all set up. There's a few little niches there that are,
We use Teams at work.
what's that?
At Cambridge, that's what we use, is Teams.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, but. One
Oh, you're fine. You're good. I just feel like I'm divided here. You could hog the whole side here and I could, if you want.
I know you need another table.
No, you're good. You're. Don't like that chair. It's like we're divided.
There. Yeah. Say. He's. That's it. Had it all here and showing. Oh, I was. Training for starter and seconds and nature jumping. Okay. Really noticing that turnovers and then this was the maker book. Oh, okay, that, this one, well, you got 6.5, but it's got 4 door, experience. Yeah, last year I got, 2 years ago, got a whole green on the green. Last year I. Big one. It's still something. Say it was a Christian year. Should have been. Yes.
Yeah, time slips by.
It does.
It's 9:01, July 15th, 2025. I'll call the Board of Supervisors meeting to order. And we will start out with the review of the action regarding approval of the agenda. Have a motion for that.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Do I have a second?
I'll say.
Second. Any more discussion on that? Not, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Passed. Okay, we have a public comment period here.
Oops, sorry.
Now, you're fine. If we have anybody in the room that would like to make a public comment, or are we? Yeah, we're on.
Yes, yep, she's got that going. We're good.
Let's see.
We're good, yep, we're good though. There isn't anyone on.
The different, it's our new method, so
Do I,
hopefully it's good.
pardon?
There's nobody on there.
Nobody's on there? Okay,
We're making sure everything is 100% secure before we allow anyone in there.
thank you.
If we allow anyone in there. Sorry.
Comment, anybody? Not seeing any? We'll move on to number 3, review action regarding approval of the July 8, 2025 minutes. I have a motion to approve the minutes.
I can move to approve the minutes from July 8th as prepared.
And I'll go ahead and second those. Any comments? None?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
John Zimmerman. I had a chance to review the minutes early this morning. And at 12:50 on the audio, Board Supervisor Gloria Carr states that the ditch has been reseeded. Now, I believe the minutes say it was seeded at the closing hearing. That's correct. But I was physically here last week and the audio says it was reseeded. There is a difference between seeding and reseeding. The minutes reflect, she stated it was reseeded.
I think we had both conversations about it was done prior to the hearing, and it was also done by the May 31st date or whatever the date was for the other. It's been done twice. It's been seeded twice. And boy, you're following up with all that when you meet with the group down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we can get into that, yeah. Get on here at animal guards, maybe we can get into that.
Well, needs to be factual, because I do have a letter from Bowl Bank that will pass out to the audience. And you stated that they were gonna rough it up and put some fast acting seed on it this spring.
Yes.
Or again, where's the proof? Why does one supervisor know it got reseeded?
So,
We've been on that enough to know you can't get grass in there with all that ragweed. Nothing's been laid down. They didn't level it up.
it was reported that they did it, and
Reported to who?
Bolton and Mink told us that it was done again.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Lakeside presented a bill even, I believe, didn't they, or have they done that yet?
I don't think, when I talked to him before, I think he was just gonna do it, so.
Oh, that's right, that one doesn't have a bill. That one does, correct, that's correct, because it's under warranty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yep,
the
so,
way I understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you understand it's been
That
done
was
as well.
done- Yeah, I understand it. It's been done also, but, yeah, I mean, I'm sure, you know, ragweed start growing in March, you know, and, that there were,
But if it was spread the 1st of May, there should be proof that there's something growing out there. There's nothing growing. We had enough rain, so it would germinate. There's nothing growing in the ditch.
well.
So that's what he's following up with.
Yeah, that's what I talked about last week, following up with Bolton
Okay,
Bank.
if you wanna do that, I think you ought to have a board meeting out there, so everybody's there. All 3 supervisors, that, range clerk, everybody sees it all, not
I
just.
don't think that's necessary.
I'll be out there.
Yeah.
You'll be out there. I'll try to get Bolton Mink there and everything. I don't think we need to, you know, get the other two involved. I mean, what's happening? But I think I can report. I've been by it here. The weeds are crinkled, of course, you know, it takes a while for them to die, but, you know, I'm working on that, and I have, coordinates for sending another letter to Morgan to the railroad. I got the longitude and the latitude, which is what they kind of requested.
Yeah.
So, and I talked to Bolton Bank, and he was gonna try to get it with the other people, but it was late last week. And, you know, I'm working on it. It's,
Back to my question.
Yeah.
How is it gonna be documented to me that when's the date and where's the material? And was it put on the reseeding? You say you got correspondence, why don't you share it with the drain?
oh, Al, I haven't got that on. It's exactly
So the
okay.
minutes are not clear.
The minutes that you're talking about with the seating say that Carr also noted that seating had been completed at the time of the project closing hearing. That's a true statement.
That is not what was stated live last week. I was here.
Yeah.
I listened to the audio.
I think both of them were talked about that it was also seated by the deadline this year.
You stated that 12 minutes and 50 seconds. It needed
But
nothing about the content. Minutes show
you can't put Morgan does a good job putting minutes together. You can't
understand
put everything in
but
minutes.
this is a record. And if you want to, like, go into a library, either you go to the fiction area or you go to the non-fiction area of the library. So
But this is.
help me out
nonfiction.
what we're reading here, fiction or non-fiction?
No, I think.
This is true.
I think this is all reflects what happened, John. And I'm following up on it, and, you know, you said you want the date, the exact date of the seating, and, I'll get that, okay?
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay. We will move on to,
I don't think we took action on that.
Did we
got
approve the
that.
minutes?
I made the motion, you seconded, but we never voted.
Oh, okay. All those in favor of, approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Pass. Nay? Pass. Review the action regarding the approval of the claim.
I reviewed the claims. There's some big ones in there with secondary roads. Projects.
Time of year.
And I didn't see anything Out of the ordinary, just, like you say, a lot of your bills. I have a motion to approve the claims.
I don't want to take over. I mean, if you want to make motions, I don't want to step on.
Yeah.
No, you're perfectly fine. I mean, I'll motion for.
A second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion, further discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor of approving the claim, say aye.
Aye.
Any nay? None. Passed. Updates regarding various boards, commissions, and activities since the last meeting. You want to start out?
I attended the landfill meeting as an alternate
Thank you.
for you, and they reported on having a good DNR inspection. They also approved a repair of $29,000, just a little over $29,000 for a track loader that was in dire need of repair. They debated whether to see if they could baby it along, but they decided it was the best to to get that fixed up. I participated in the Main Street Charles City board as a liaison. That was one of Dennis's positions that have been filling in for. And this morning I had the Chamber of Commerce meeting as a liaison as well. And then I do have some follow-ups I gave you each a hard copy of our boards and commissions, that table there. That reads that I had gotten information that the business improvement meeting was after that meeting today, but that didn't happen, and they said that the summer schedule gets changed quite a bit, so we can go through that. So that meeting didn't happen, that I thought they'd be attending as well. And then did a call with Morgan and our IGHCP rep regarding our health insurance rates. That's all resolved. Our rates were good. They just need to tweak on their end, the funding part that goes to our partial self-funding account. So that was done as well. Definitely.
This past week, I attended NIACOG's hazmat meeting. Josh and I were both there. And went through that, and then the next meeting at NICOG was Region 2 Policy Board meeting, and went through the overall funding outlook for doing bridges and then counties. Portions will go to the different counties. It's a lot of stuff. Very interesting meetings on the 9th, and then on the 10th, which was Thursday, I attended that quarterly meeting of the Shell Rock River WMC North Spring, and they brought up, I think this last week, going on into the cleanup of the Shell Rock River, like they do, in for a couple week deal, camp outs and.
But that didn't happen. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Because of the height of the water,
Oh,
they moved it to the Cedar River.
To the
Yeah.
Cedar.
I only know it because Jason Webster posted
Oh, really?
something about that.
I missed that, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wondered about that.
Yeah,
It's kind of,
I was surprised that the
Pretty
Cedar
dangerous.
was in better shape than the Shell Rock.
yeah,
But it has kind of gone back in its vein.
Yeah. so, that's what I have. And you, Rob?
You just wait, it's coming.
Yeah, just wait. Okay. Okay. That's the updates. Number 6, review action regarding the Louis Lavarado invoice for $9,894 for mediation services. And this, the judge sent us last week his charges. So but we bring that up and, approve
Yeah.
the invoice of the judge. I will make a motion that, we approve the invoice for $9,894 for his mediation services and get that.
But I'll second that. I reviewed all of the
Hmm.
dates and times that he had. Everything looks good per the contract that we had with him, so.
So any more discussion on that? So we'll take a vote. All those in favor of approving that invoice, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, passed. Number 7, review action regarding drainage district number 3 installation of animal guards. Adam, you know anything? I mean,
This is on you guys.
Yeah, this is where I visited with Tim Lobby. This is where we could either have Larson Contracting do that or secondary roads. Tim Lobby's kind of that drainage, goes out and looks at drainage stuff when we have issues, and he was fine with them doing that installation of the animal guards in the open ditch area. And it would be on all of the mutual tiles. And then if there was anything on, I think Larson went and did some extensions, but if those extensions had a private tile, the animal guards on it, I would have assumed they would have done those. If not, those were, anything that had an animal guard on a private tile, that maybe got extended, a new guard would be put on. So I don't know how to tell the difference on those or not private tiles.
It'd be on the map.
Yeah, whether they had an
So
animal
that's-
guard or not, I don't know.
so he's in the process of.
No, we need to
We
direct
need
to
to
them.
just approve that, so
Yeah.
he can go ahead with that. Okay. Got that, Josh, what we're doing here, probably,
I looked through the contracts a little bit, but
yeah. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't expect you to know. Yeah, Merlin.
Yes.
Speak.
Marlin Spencer. The animal guards were put on at the beginning, and there's none after that. So I counted them, there was 13 animal guards put on that I counted. That started at Ocean, and when they ran out of the 13, there is no more put up further to the.
So how many are you saying that?
I counted 13, the bill said we paid for 15, and the contract was for 20.
So
And they're put on.
You're saying we need
and
another-
nothing's up there.
you're saying we need another 7? Is that what you're saying?
And it could be that there weren't animal guards on what was mutual
Yeah,
before. So if it wasn't on there before, they wouldn't have put them on. But that's when we had the closing hearing. That's when, I think you were an advocate for saying they should all have animal guard on them. And so that's where we're at today, is putting them on all the mutual tiles that don't have them on, that feed into open ditch, main open ditch. I think
Yeah.
you were maybe the one who
yeah.
spearheaded that.
I agree with that. So.
So if there's
How-
13, and I think there's 18
How
or
many,
19.
how many are there? You guys know?
There's 6 just in our chunk, the 3 chunks by the railroad tracks.
Of mutual,
Section.
of mutual tiles, or of the mutual tiles, or some of those private tiles?
Some of them are the ones that feed all the way across,
Yeah.
there's like a couple of them, and then 4 of them are separate, just like one chunk of our tail. And it'd be 3 of them feed from across to the east coming to.
What are they, mutual or lateral? Or mutual or private?
the shared ones that bring the water all the way to the drainage ditch, crossing March Avenue.
So that, and there is
Three
a
of them.
cluster of them that I think when you look at the map, I think there's 19 laterals identified, but there's one that isn't, except one that's not identified on the map. And it's a low number. I can't remember what the number is. It's been a while since I looked at it. So I think there's probably 18 mutuals, 18 or 19 mutual tiles. But
But the,
secondary road would be able to identify that with the maps, walking out there.
okay, so if there's 18 or 19 and we've got 13 on, we need, we'll put another 6 on or whatever.
Yeah, and I
And
don't,
then the rest is private and then
Uh,
private,
the 13 on the private too.
so there could be more.
So this will be more of the district, but the other thing is, how are you gonna fix them? If you're gonna fix them, how are you gonna fix them when there's tile that are not done, tile that is broke, tile that's in the bank that you can't find, or anything else, so the project is not done.
well, as far as the tile that are in the bank that was one found, I think we found one, you know, I mean, so I would assume that, you know, we'll make that right and fix it. And, but, I'm trying to get my head around how many actual tile that are mutual or private. I mean, having
You
them
can,
split.
you can pull up the map on the, and the last ladder will tell you how many there is altogether,
And I think it's like 19,
something 18, 19.
but there's one that's not listed on the map.
But there are some in there that are not right.
Like, what do you mean, not right?
There's 9 tile that are not fixed right in the ditch. They're way back in the ditch and they washed it out. Some of them you cannot see, some of them are just sitting there in the open.
You say they need extensions on private
They
tile,
need to be redone.
like redone?
One tile goes like this. One tile, there's a big clay tile curve bank where it's all washed out. So they didn't find them all.
Well,
And they mentioned that they may not have found
And
them all.
one on both sides you cannot see because of all the grass and the weeds. And that's the county tile, the district tile that goes through there.
So I don't know, maybe we wait until you have your visit out there and get a better idea. Maybe Tim Lobby could go out on that call as well when you do that. Possibly, or Adam, or do you want to get involved in that?
They were out doing some patching the last time and I got them, I actually used the copper rods, you know, and I found one. They said that I had to be within 6 feet and luckily, I guessed right where it was. But they would not touch along the railroad tracks because I'm positive there's a line all the way along, like the inside of the field, but it's like, cause the water, you can just tell, kind of backs up. And it just kind of sets, so it's bleeding out. They would not touch that, and I said, there's probably one on the other side along the railroad tracks too. But, you know, I mean, the rod showed there was something, but they wouldn't, boss said that's all they would do is fix that one, and if I was up 6 feet is all they were gonna dig, and if I was off and I left out, I hit it exactly right, you know, guess where it was.
I think you're well aware that the landowner's paid for a drone flight. You have a thumb drive. Josh tried to get hooked up with another property owner. The county engineer's got the thumb drive and Attorney Pritchard has the thumb drive. I viewed it. Property owners paid for it. They buzzed down to every outlet. So share and share alike. They were concerned and it's quite obvious you have a problem there. You can count every outlet. Professional drone operator did it about the time Mr. Kiefer was demanding a special meeting, have a LiDAR report. I find it quite ironic that we had to have an emergency meeting with Board of Supervisor Campbell and never address Chairman Ford in this letter that I'm gonna make sure everybody gets. He was left out of that. And I brought it up last week, and Auditor Morgan Miller copied him in, and that's how we got a hold of it. And I find that a little odd that they met with everybody and they copy in the county engineer and they copy in Gloria Carr, but not the chairman of the board.
But whatever the meeting was you mentioned in Waterloo or wherever, I never had.
This ain't the
anything to do
meeting.
with it.
No, this is with both Meg, the Cedar and Larson. To twist Boyd Campbell's ear, knowing the LiDAR report was coming with very damning evidence that 25% of the slope was not to spec.
The slope issue was
Well,
addressed.
I disagree with you on that.
All right, that's fine.
You know, and honestly, the contractor and I went over with the engineer, it was to clean the ditch and slopes, I think, are within specs and where we're at. Now, we got some issues evidently with some tile that we need to clean up, which is an ongoing problem. And I think they just showed up because we finally started to get rain and broken tile, water will go somewhere. So we need to go back, I guess, and check this out. And so,
Well, the LiDAR report that about 10 of us saw, and we took the wrong person. We took Dennis Keeper. We should have taken Gloria Carr or Boyd Campbell. And that will show the slough offs in the multicolor. In fairness to Josh, the new trustee, I think everybody needs a little time to digest all this. There's supposed to be a punch list coming up. That was discussed last week. So what's the hurry on giving Larson's job to the county and then who's gonna get the bill?
But
County gets the bill for all the outlet cages and the labor.
John, putting these animal guards that weren't part of the project on is outside of scope of the original project.
Well, Merlin gave you a quantity, so there's a quantity difference that nobody substantiated.
But
Both make.
again, if that was an estimate, if the mutual tile did not have an animal guard on it to begin with, and Larson did not put an animal guard on it. That's what came up afterwards is let's put animal guards on all of the mutual tiles that go into that ditch. So it's outside of the original scope of the project. That's why we could do it or secondary roads could do it.
So for the record,
And it will be paid for by the district. Because it wasn't paid for, it wasn't part of the contract.
at the 12/16 meeting, Bolt Mink said, I'm gonna give the punch list to Larson on my way home.
Yep.
Watch it and watch it again. 2 hours, minutes. I keep telling you people, now we can't look at a tape. How convenient. Look at 12/16 at the completion hearing and Tyler Bolt Mink claims that he's gonna give that punch list about the outlet.
And
guard,
he did.
And
he
nothing
did.
happened.
Okay,
They had-
Boyd,
there's
I'm
no
gonna
water.
say, this is getting outside of the scope of what. And I think this punch list that's being talked about is what you're working on and will be brought up after you have that meeting. And so I think this agenda item is about animal guards. And maybe you want to wait and not do anything with secondary roads yet until you have that chance to have your meetings. Maybe we don't take action on this and don't have secondary roads do this until, or whoever do this. But it is, I just want to be very clear, it is outside of the scope of the original project.
And it was relayed to Tyler County to put it in the scope and Larson was gonna do it and it'd get completed by the end of the year for the dry
It
bottom.
wasn't by the end of the year.
It was 12/16, it'd probably get completed.
It was
This
never
month,
by
it
the
said.
end of the year that it would be completed. Maybe the punch list would go to them, but it was never that the work would be completed by the end of the year.
Watch 12/16
Yep.
and watch the storyline.
Yep.
So thank you for your time. I'll keep preaching to you every time you bring it up.
okay, all right. What we'll do is, table this until I can have a meeting, like trying to get it all together. And, everybody wanted to see what was seeded and all when and that. And I am working on that, but it's also with, maybe we got that coming with the railroads, Morgan. And, we talked about sending another letter to the railroads because they wanted the precise location of the railroad. And I had Jesse,
Just follow up with the emails.
Yeah.
Sent.
We can follow up with email later.
okay,
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that later. Okay, fine, thank you. Okay, we'll table 7.
So no action on that.
No action on that. Get into that.
Yeah.
Number 8, review action regarding resolution 34-25 temporary road closure for T38 bridge approaches and HMA project LFM-FY06-7X-34.
Morning, everyone.
With that, you're up.
All right. This is something a little bit new to Floyd County. It was recommended to me by my mentor or boss that we do this for road closures of a longer duration for legal reasons, for liability reasons. So this is just, we're closing T38 south of Osage for the bridge approach project. It's about a 2,000-foot long project. Hopefully it'll be done in about a month. But we're gonna close the road down for this and pass a resolution by the board of supervisors to officially close the road until we're done with the project.
But does a detour then go on gravel roads, or does the detour go to Floyd or go?
The official
Right.
detour is Highway 9 up in Osage over to 218 down to Floyd and then over in Avenue. That is the official signed detour. Sure. We got signs up for that.
Ample notification for that. We did get notification from somebody that was concerned about some of the notifications for some of these.
We attempted to put a notification on the Iowa 511 system. It's our county road notification tool. My guys were having some issue getting that out yesterday. We did get that out this morning before I came up here. It was just a kind of a technical difficulty type thing. We contacted the service bureau that helps us out with this type of stuff. They were able to walk us through it and get it done. So it should be coming out. It's not on 511 yet. It should be coming out shortly. So we did attempt to do it yesterday and just technical difficulties.
So you're saying you did this too soon, but we haven't ever done it here in Floyd.
We've never done a resolution to close a road.
Oh, really?
It actually is probably a good idea because it's one more thing out there that hits the newspaper in a minute soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I just curious why we.
It's one of those things where I was one of the ones that put together these resolutions. When I found I didn't do it here, I started asking questions and talked to my old boss. He said he probably should do it for extended closures. I mean, something's closed a couple days, no, something's closed a week, it's gray area, something like this, it's closed about a month. Probably should
Be
be,
a month on this.
probably will be.
Okay.
So it's just duration of the project, not any specific estimated time or anything like that.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
I would make a motion to approve resolution 34-25 for a temporary road closure on T38 between 110th and 120th Street. Be my motion.
I'd say.
I have a motion. Resolution 34-25. Morgan, you want to take a roll call? Aye.
Aye.
Passed. Okay, number 9, review action regarding final consideration of ordinance 2025-01, repealing TIF ordinances for the Southwest Bypass Urban Renewal Area.
Yeah, so this would be the third consideration of this. I think we're good to go. This just approves that resolution ordinance 25-01 to dissolve the joint board and the county is being removed from that TIF area, repeals ordinance 12 and 13 that were established back in the early 90s. And I think we're good to go. There's no just make a motion that are you ready for a motion? I'd make a motion that we approve the final consideration of ordinance 2025-01, repealing TIF ordinances for the Southwest Bypass Urban Renewal Area.
Okay, I have a second.
I'll say.
Second, Josh. Any other review consideration on this?
In order to make it final, it does have the publication requirements that Morgan will follow up with.
Okay, good. So we have a motion and a second. We'll vote on this. All those in favor, say aye.
Is it because it's the ordinance they want us to do roll call on that as well?
Or do you want?
That's how it's written. The document provided, by Dorsey is written as a roll call.
Oh,
You
as a
have to
roll
do,
call?
you have to do a roll call vote.
Oh, okay, roll call vote.
You actually should be doing a roll call vote for resolutions.
They didn't prepare a resolution, only the initial resolution that we did 3 meetings ago. Right?
That's all I-
They only had 2 resolutions. One,
I'm just saying it's a general matter. When you have a resolution, there should be a roll call.
Oh, yeah.
we do have a resolution, there's just not a resolution for this, yeah. Yeah, actually, we had that conversation with Amy from Dorsey and Whitney, because I thought it should have a resolution. She said it did not need to have a resolution to pass the ordinance.
No, it's, yeah, that's correct.
So,
We're learning so much.
well, I will say that I've gone through several county attorneys and I've had different opinions from every single county attorney that we've heard as well.
For what? For resolution?
For passing ordinances and how we do them. I've had lots of, in 20 years, had several different opinions. Okay.
Carr,
I,
Campbell,
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. That passage. Okay. Number 10, review action regarding appointments to boards and commissions. This one.
so I took what Morgan had provided and I got some updates on some of these and I put in which ones were Dennis, so we could clearly see what was Dennis that you or I took over. And I think we kind of have to do this kind of one by one, and not motions, but review it.
Okay.
One by one. And so like the first one is the 911 board and there's a primary and an alternate person. And Dennis was on that one. But this one, just thinking ahead, when you get down farther, I put a comment in there that the 911 board follows the same day as meetings for the Floyd County Communications Board. And so typically whoever you're pointing to the 911 board is pointed to the Floyd County Communications Board as well.
Be able to take those off your guys' names.
I think it'd be a good fit.
Josh, you got that, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. thank you.
And I have no preference to being the alternate or not. Doesn't matter to me, Boyd, if you want to do it right.
Well, go ahead.
Okay. Ambulance Commission, that isn't one that I have been on. We haven't met since I've been on the board. But there will be future meetings coming up here because the contract that we have for AMR ends June 30th, 26. And I put Josh on there because I don't know. I understand you're an employee of AMR in
Yeah,
MT.
until the end of the month. I told them that depending on how some of the things play out, I would probably be stepping aside.
Yeah. And, you know, a lot of these appointments get made based on what your background is, what you
Right.
know. And so I didn't know if you wanted to be on.
Oh, I'd love to.
Good.
Yeah.
Stamp it. Okay,
No,
no,
Ricky, no.
none. 911 board.
Well, I would be willing if you want to be an alternate, or it doesn't matter on ambulance commission. It makes no difference, Boyd, unless you want it.
No, go ahead. I got it.
Okay, so who is the primary and who's the alternate?
Primary's Josh, alternate would be me. And then assessors just is what it is. Okay, then we get down to the Area Development Corp. Well, actually, I'm gonna do Area Development Corp just to begin with, because there was an email that went around.
Yes.
Todd, you got involved in that email on, you're on there as a business representative for, so what is it, you worked with the Cambridge. And so, I just got on that board in January. I like serving on that board. I'd like to keep that.
Yes.
Okay. And so-
That's why, in the email, I said that I would step away depending on how some other things play out. And if things continue the way they are, then I'll just step away permanently from that and we'll just appoint somebody else from Cambridge.
Okay. Okay. And then, my thoughts are, if you go from the Area Development Court Board and go down, there's a new one on there. When I talked with Tim Fox, he said there's also a recruitment committee that's not on our list, but the Board of Supervisors is part of that as well. And so I've added that to the list. So no one's appointed to that. And so those 1, 2, 3, 4 are Area Development Court boards.
Yeah.
The rest of those are chamber boards, clear down to joint entity. And those are the ones that I took over for Dennis after his death that I got appointed to.
Okay,
I think it's good for District 2 to be represented as well. And so when I was looking at this list, I was thinking maybe the cleanest thing is if I take anything that's tied to those ADC boards.
Okay.
And Josh, if you're interested in taking all of those on the other. And I will make a note that, or comment that the Business Improvement Committee meeting, which that's the one that they said today, gets changed around sometimes. So it is, I had updated what I thought was correct, updated it to the third Tuesday following chamber meeting. But they said that's always the case. So I don't know for sure when that business improvement one is, but the county does not have to be a part of that if we don't want to be. We can if we want to, but we don't have to. It's not like in a bylaws or anything. So, that's the one, Josh, if you wanted, if I take the ADC one, then you take the chamber one?
Yeah, that'd be the cleanest. Then I'm fine with that.
Some of those are back-to-back meetings, and I put some of that on there as well. The, let's see, maybe there's not any others. With that. Take it back. So if I do,
Josh, all the way down to joint entity committee.
yep, so you have me on all the ADC ones and Josh for, all the others, yeah. But we're adding that recruitment committee one, your ADC. Do you want to keep on there the business improvement one, or do you want? Doesn't hurt to keep it on there if you,
We'll say it doesn't really hurt to keep on there. If
yeah,
there needs any extra perspective, be happy with one.
yeah. Okay, so put Josh on all of those. I think that works smoothly that way.
and I'm clear, Carroll City Chamber of Commerce then is Josh.
Josh, that'll be Josh.
Okay,
Yeah, all of those from
Com-
Chamber of Commerce down to joint entity will be
Okay.
Josh, through joint entity.
Okay.
But
Cedar-
but we have this list.
Cedar Valley Transportation Board,
So that was liaison one, and we just talked last week to Adam about that.
Yeah.
If he's reporting what's happening in those
I know.
meetings, there's not a requirement to have a liaison. That just got added at some point.
damn. Bring it up.
Remove that?
Yep.
Okay.
Central Juvenile Detention Center, and
They were going through some tough times.
yeah, I mean, gee, Josh took everything, I feel guilty now.
Well, you can still stay the primary for that. I'd be welcome to be the alternate on that one.
Okay.
Dennis was the alternate. So if you
Okay.
can't make those meetings, just let me know.
Yeah, well, I haven't driven the one yet, you know.
Yeah.
But I've had trouble, when we zoom in, I don't know, then they go to phone sessions and then honestly, you're on that Zoom for 3 or 4 hours and nothing's going on that you can't, you know, I mean, it's contentious.
is.
There's some problems and still trying to get up to speed on just what exactly, you know, is going on.
Yeah.
And, so anyway, okay, I'll stay with that.
Wait, which board is that?
That's the
Central Iowa.
Central Iowa Juvenile Detention Center.
That's been I talked a lot with Jim Jordan, since I think he was our rep on that.
Yes.
He was on the board, yeah. From a county attorney's perspective, that's a critical function. Very
Yeah.
important, resource that we have for.
Yeah.
Please stay, you know, I know you're like, please stay with it, because I know they had some serious issues. hopefully they'll resolve it, get through, but it was disturbing what I was hearing. But we really can't afford to lose that,
No.
we need that service.
Right.
Yeah,
And I know that they had some personnel problems, things like that, and details I don't recall, but I just know there were some issues.
well, yeah, and there's a big contention now with PTO time and it's a mess. It's hard to follow.
Well, all I
The other thing is there's something like 38 or 40 people on that,
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, okay, I'll stay with that. Um,
I
And,
think the net drops is down. I just made,
You,
oh,
you want to be
I did make you got, just a comment on, yeah, I can be the alternate on that one.
okay,
The department head meetings, should probably be October or, November. I think it probably copied, when you put quarterly on there, probably copied from a previous one,
Oh, yeah.
and I corrected.
March,
forgot to
May, and
mention.
August is not right, because we have one.
I'm not sure what y'all decided, but you're the chair, by default is on the department head meeting.
Yeah.
But if you're not able to attend a department head meeting, you can always reach out to the vice chair, and the vice chair can fill them.
okay,
Yeah, I'll
Yep.
correct those dates, because those are not right.
yeah, that's fine.
In June.
Yeah, but I think it needs to be fixed like on the 911 and the Floyd County Communications, because that October should be November.
What's that, which one's that?
The 911,
Should be February, May, August, and November.
yes, yeah.
September,
That's been on there a long time as October, but it should be November.
Okay.
So I think maybe when that quarterly, it probably
I'm sure.
copied it, yeah, just auto filled it,
okay,
but it's not Tuesdays though,
No, it's Wednesday.
Wednesdays. So if you could update all that with this one, and then the
Okay.
website. County Social Services, they just so Josh knows as well, County Social Services is our mental health group. By 2080, we had a 12 county area that has been taken away as of July 1st. However, the County Social Service Board, until things get wrapped up, which we expect to be by October, that should be wrapped up, so that board goes away. But it still is in play. Morgan has an email for a future agenda item to dissolve the 2080. Doesn't have to be done yet, but when some counties have already acted on that 2080 resolution to dissolve the 2080.
Is there a certain month you want to end? Do you want it to be the month? I just don't want it to get forgotten over.
I think maybe we run it by Todd. Have you seen that resolution? Because
So I was deep into an email here.
Oh, sorry.
So you're gonna have to bring me up to speed.
County Social Services, Chickasaw County attorney prepared a resolution to dissolve the 2080, and they wrote it so it's kind of open-ended that it is this board dissolves when everything is wrapped up with the transition to the state, or December 31st, whichever is sooner.
We talked about this situation, right? There's payroll
We
issue.
may have.
This has been a while ago.
There's no payroll per se, but their contract, employee contract.
Well, this is where basically the board had to go away because the state.
State took it over, yes, yeah. But I don't know if you've seen the resolution that Chickasaw County attorney, so maybe we could forward,
The resolution or the 20?
excuse me, resolution that dissolves the 2080. So maybe we could forward that to Todd.
Was there anything, I mean, once this, what would you call this group? Is it a board?
County Social Services Board.
Is it just between Floyd and Chickasaw?
No, it's 12 or 14 counties.
Yeah.
I don't remember, it's 12 or 14.
And then is it gonna transition then? Is the transition pretty much determined?
They expect the transition would be done in October, by October, with everything wrapped up with, just closing up the year.
And then basically handing off tasks, et cetera, to the
Yeah.
state?
The state, yeah, they're working with the state, the contract workers are working with the state, making sure, services that had been provided by council services are covered. There's just some last minute bills. Anybody who had bills still can turn them in to county social services to pay. So just some wrap up things.
Yeah, I would think we would just do a resolution that says we're
No,
done.
Yeah, but the timing of that, Wendy, because I thought it was kind of odd how it was
I mean, I think
written.
make it effective September 30th.
Well, if they're done, but then,
or they will take it.
well, they expect to be.
Yeah, well, I think we have, I would just, that would be my recommendation to say we are done in September.
I just thought it was
Range
kind of this
showing.
open-ended thing that they did. Because they want us to make sure everything gets closed out, so they don't want us to be done prematurely.
I think we just say that's our deadline. You know, because really, I don't know that we're authorized.
Will you look at that resolution and then see if,
This is something.
Closer to September.
excuse me?
This is something for Chickasaw. As far
There's a
as their
few counties that have
documentation
passed
for-
it. There's a few counties that have passed it already and said the way it's written, you can do it anytime. And you look at it
Yeah.
and you advise us if you think it's appropriate to do anytime or tweak it or whatever.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, well. Where are we down to?
I think we go to the next.
We are on emergency food, and shelter by Boyd, emergency management
Oh,
commission by Boyd.
Emergency food and shelter hasn't met for
Yeah.
years, and that's pending federal dollars that are passed down. That local entities, if they have this established, that if there is money, it's usually not any large pocket of money, maybe $20,000 maybe. That different entities could apply for, like our general assistance has applied for those $2 or the food pantry or different ones, but
Well,
it's rarely used, so it's a good one.
yeah,
to be
and
on.
that's, fine with me. And Josh will probably have something to do with that, right? Our emergency, I mean, somebody will.
It really has
No.
nothing to do with emergency management,
Oh,
like,
okay.
are you talking, Jason?
Yeah. Jason,
Yeah, it really doesn't have anything to do
with that.
with
Okay.
that. It's
okay.
just emergency funds, it's the federal government.
I imagine somebody will let me know.
Yeah,
Okay.
how, I don't know anymore.
Yeah, we'll move on. Emergency Management Commission. That's fine.
That one, I just put a note on there. It was a previous coordinator that we had that had requested that whoever gets appointed serves for 3 years. But we've never followed up with Jason if he wants that to be
I
happening.
spoke with Jason.
Did
about
ya?
that. He said 3 years with me.
Okay,
Okay,
all right, so we can take my comment off on that one then.
okay.
Then I'm the alternate, I'm fine with being the alternate.
Okay. And then we get to Communications Advisory Board.
Yep.
I'll go with you.
Yep. So we got Josh on the 911 board.
Oh, so you want that one, Josh?
Yeah, they meet, looks like right after each other.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Families making connections. I put those acronyms out. I did away with the acronyms just because I thought it might
Yeah.
help Josh and Boyd with.
So terrible. I should not be allowed.
I know, there's too many acronyms in the world. And these two, I don't know if they agenda, but these were two meetings that I don't know that Dennis was attending those meetings. But whoever is on the DCAT board is kind of by default also on these two boards if they want to be. So that's what I've discovered. I've been on here. So those are added on there. Cause I'm happy to stay on the DCAT board. The DCAT board does allow an alternate. That's the one that's got the Boyd or Josh question mark on there.
I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then early childhood Iowa, Boyd, you took that one.
Mhm.
I don't know if you want to stay on that one. That's the one I can't serve on because I'm an employee of Butler County for
Okay,
that part.
take that.
Landfill, Boyd, you were appointed, but I did fill in that last meeting. I
Okay.
probably you two are better suited as primary and alternate, however you want to do that.
Yeah, I'll do that. Solid waste management, I'll,
You as primary and him as,
yeah. Josh, alternate, is that,
yeah.
yeah.
Are you okay with that, Josh?
That's fine.
And then foster grandparents, Gloria, you got that.
I have that one. Actually, there's only been one meeting and it conflicted since January when I got appointed. We've only had one meeting and I had a conflict with meetings and wasn't able to attend it anymore.
Iowa Governmental Healthcare Plan Board.
That one, I like being on that one. With
Yeah.
mine, that's just once a
Okay.
year in the meeting.
Northeast Iowa Workforce Area, Chief Elected Officials, formerly regional. Work.
So that one I am on. And there's no alternate to that one, but that's what we have for further discussion here about the merger.
Oh, yeah,
So that potentially could have changes down.
okay. NICOG, I'm on that. I'm happy to continue there. Gloria, you're be the alternate. NICOG, North Iowa Area Council of Governments, and Gloria, you were on that. You want to
Sure.
stay on that?
I can stay on that one.
Okay. NICOG Area Council of Government alternate, that'll be fine. Transportation Board, which is right after the other, which I'll continue. Gloria, okay, alternate. North Cedar Regional Aviation Authority,
I need you, which I think you're a good fit for that one.
yeah,
with
I'll
your
do that.
background.
And North Iowa Regional Housing Authority, that's the one that I can't make. I like that, but it meets on Tuesdays.
This is the one that Morgan, your list didn't have alternate. Wait, it's just the alternate to that. Jesse Wilson was appointed.
Yeah.
Jesse was appointed
Mhm.
as the primary
Yeah.
and you're the alternate.
Yeah. Yeah, I found that interesting. Bill Rock, Watershed, I will continue on that. And then, if somebody wants to be an alternate,
Josh, if you want to be the alternate.
I'm ready to alternate.
okay. I'll continue there. Josh, alternate?
I do alternate.
I didn't take it. No. Got it. As long as Morgan got it, so they did it. Have you got any of those updates?
Somebody keeps track.
I'll send it out after.
Okay.
Well, I could just make a motion. I'm not gonna list all that,
Oh.
but to motion to approve as discussed here. And Morgan, if you could add all that into the agenda, anything that changed.
You
Yeah.
just want changes.
Just, yeah, oh, well, the
That's
ones that
like-
weren't listed,
Throw me out.
Yeah.
The whole list.
yeah, so like Boyd was appointed a couple weeks ago to the airport authority. You don't need to list that one because we didn't change that one. But the ones that were missed and.
Yep.
It was changed, but that would be my motion.
Motion,
With that in a minute.
One second.
second, any more discussion being done? All those in favor? Aye, pass. Okay, review action regarding FY 26 certification of wage correction. I think we can,
We've done this a few times, haven't we?
they keep doing this.
Things get found sometimes, discovered.
We went through our first payroll, so we found a few more things that just, none of them affected like salaries or that wage, but in the department, dispatch department, when we were going through, it was caught that the training wage had not gotten the 2.75 raise. So that letter was rewritten and made a little bit more clear that the training wage, regardless if it's full-time, part-time, is as listed. And then part-time trained is as listed, so it's a little bit more clear. And then that training wage got updated. Another thing that was found is
On the dispatch, before you go off of dispatch,
Yeah.
on that dispatch one, I still think Jamie Eckwall should be the 2591 as of July 1.
for
because down farther on, we've got him July 7th or whatever.
Yeah, he's listed as 2591 on this one.
But he's 2776 for fiscal year 26, but his first few days
Yeah.
of July would be the 2591. So I mean, I think you could just add whatever date that is, July 7th or whatever it was for 2776 for Jamie. Just so that's done in payroll correctly, that he doesn't get July 1, he doesn't have 2776. He still has 2591 for July 1. Yeah. And actually, these wage certifications are just for people who are working July 1. And so you wouldn't necessarily approve a training wage at this point, but it's,
We did have a specific reason for including it, and it's because the dispatch policies or their handbook has not been updated, and so that does not have any
Yeah,
correct training.
but that policy has as increases it's got some language that catches future board increases. So, but it doesn't hurt to have it on there.
I learned a lot during this process. It was a learn as you run into the wall,
Hit the wall and then
bounce back and.
Try again.
Moving on, I have the sheriff's wages. Their salaries are all correct. They're all calculated based off the sheriff's salary. It came down to the hourly rates, wanting to make sure that those were approved correctly. So there's 261 working days in this fiscal year versus 260. So the first round, they were just approved on a 260. So that is like 200 or 2,080 hours, is what they would be listed as. I believe there's 2,088 hours during that fiscal year. There's still question of how the rounding works, but we're working through that. But these are based on a 261 day working year. All of you got an email about that too, because you know our salary and we had some questions.
Good morning, Kate.
Want to comment on that?
I think they just hung up. I think got another
Oh.
thing.
Right.
So,
Is there any questions on that one? Because that did get very confusing, I think, at the end.
yeah, just for Josh, well, both of you, for your sake, sheriff's deputies get a salary. But it allows for, if they work over 40 hour, well, 100, they have a 120 hour cycle. If they work over that, they do get overtime for that. And so that's why there's an hourly wage tied to it.
So the hourly wage,
Excuse me?
So they're non-exempt or whatever it is.
They are non-exempt and they're in a category of their own that says that they can, that emergency response category can get that pay.
That was the change that came out with the back of the blue bill 3 or 4 years ago, I think, right, where they.
I think they've always been able to get that overtime pay under FLSA. Federal law. Yeah.
Good.
So that makes sense what you guys did there. Rounding is rounding.
is interesting.
Yeah.
One can be $1.80. One can be $7.20
In a year.
in a year. It's wild.
Is that worth? I would err, this
So this didn't take any action.
round to
We
0.5.
gotta do.
Yeah, you'll make an action to approve the wage certifications.
Okay,
Yeah, as presented.
so we need a motion to,
So it's just those two departments.
the 2 departments, the sheriff, deputies.
Yeah. So I can go ahead and make a motion
Okay.
to recertify, correct the certification of wages for dispatch and also for sheriff's deputies.
I'll second that. Any more discussion? It's seeing none. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion passed. Okay, we're down to discussion on Iowa workforce development merger. So, Laura, you seem to
Yeah, so you have some information in your packet. And then Morgan made an additional copy of it. I think a different packet is what he says. Yeah.
There's, you should have the one sheet of paper with you, but you also had 2 other documents within the packet.
So I can highlight what some of this is about. On your email, you got this map. And we're the red area. And this south central area has asked us, as well as Mississippi Valley and East Central Iowa, if they would consider merging so that we are a larger region. And just to this, at this point, East Central, the blue, is in favor. And just the central Iowa here, which involves the Des Moines area, they are not in favor of merging, but they do have a large population with Des Moines, and probably it's maybe not necessary. The differences between this blue and all the rest of the colors is all of these have, which we're a part of, are with the North Central or Northeast Iowa, have a local chief elected official board that gets to make some decisions on local issues of how federal funds can be used, federal and state funds can be used for workforce development, Iowa workforce development. The Iowa Plains group, this blue over here, does not have this chief elected official local board. So whatever this, the intent of this is because of funding, federal funding dollars is dwindling. And so the South Central has asked if these other areas would consider merging. Having a larger area, they think that they can do most of the funding that is being reduced has to do with administration. And so they are looking at they could do administration more efficiently, effectively, if we were a larger group. So what it takes, even with this Mississippi Valley that says that, off in general, it sounds like they're in favor of this. But what, even for us, it takes there's 20 counties in our red area. All 20 counties have to agree to this merger with South Central and whoever else. We all have to agree to that. If one of the 20 says we aren't interested, then it's done. Yep. Then it's not an option. Some highlights to some of this that I'll go over is the funding. The federal dollars that come into play are the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, the WIOA. And that supports job training, support for dislocated workers, youth services, and adult career services. But local areas get to oversee how those funds are used in those categories. Unlike, again, the blue area doesn't get to do that. It's just state says this is the way it is. I'm not gonna go through all this, because I don't know if y'all had time to look at it or not, but
Right through it.
yeah. So we have this just as discussion. There is a follow-up meeting on Thursday on this in Waverly. I do plan to go in person to the Waverly meeting, because I think I just need to, sometimes Zoom doesn't, miss things. And so I do want to be there in person on Thursday. In what I would like to know is if, in general, do you think this is a path forward for us? Officially, then, there will be, that's what they're looking for, is what does your county look like? They're in favor of this or not in favor of this? And then the subsequent work would be if they've got 20 counties that say yes, this looks good, and they're hoping to have all that information by Thursday's meeting, then they will move forward with a plan for merging. All plans have to be approved by the governor. And so it's not even a done deal yet after that, or until the governor approves it. But we would have an action item later on. I believe the date they had set at the last meeting was by August 17th. They would want us, if we have our 20 counties on board, we would have a letter of support for the merger that each county would have to do, that would go in this plan that goes to the state for approval and for the governor to approve. And then it's in the hands of the governor to make that decision if they would allow us to do a merger. So there's lots of hoops yet.
There's an awful lot. It just looks like, trying to clarify a little bit of a pathway, what, we would think. And personally, I'll tell you, I mean, I think that, we're losing some control, of course, of the loss of money, but yet it still is something of, seems like we could retain some, of our own identity.
Yeah.
I don't think, I agree with just letting the state dictate to what, so, I mean, I'm in favor of doing this, just for the fact of trying to keep a little more local control.
Yeah.
I don't know, gosh.
How is the funding distributed? I mean, is it based off capita? Is it based off of industry? Is it based off of population density?
I don't exactly know what the funding is now that you ask that. I should ask that, but
Because, I mean, if we're looking to, essentially that would triple the area that would normally, I mean, does that reduce the amount of fund, even if the federal funding is dwindling, does that reduce it that much more?
so I don't, I think their belief is it won't reduce it more. But what the Board of Supervisor who serves on the South Central, what he had said is that their area is looking at a 25% reduction in that administrative funding next year. And so, so that side of it's gonna have to make some changes, but whatever the funding is, the funding doesn't sound, well, I look at the notes here.
My concern is just that looking at a 25% reduction, is that due to loss of population, where we have to absorb, if we were to do that, are we gonna be hitting, are we gonna have to absorb what they're losing in theirs due to
I
what?
don't think so. I don't think so, Josh, but I can't 100% say
Well,
that.
maybe Thursday we can, that'd be
Yeah,
a good question to ask.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we work with them a lot through work, just in Iowa Workforce Development. We network with them a good bit. They let us know about, job fairs, et cetera.
Yeah.
I think they do a great thing, but I don't see where we're
Pay everything.
any detrimental side effects from it.
Yes, so as far as the programs go, it's not anticipated to have any effect on the programs that anywhere gets for funding, is what I understand. Now, that's subject to, there's different bills in Congress right now that could have an impact
Right.
on that side of it.
Yeah.
But that's yet to be determined. So I can't guarantee that, never gonna affect it, because
No, yeah,
it's federal dollars, and there's a lot of
we can't see.
balls up in the air with that. There's a lot of juggling going on with federal dollars right now and where the funding's gonna go.
Right.
So,
Okay, that'd be a good
Yeah.
question to ask,
yeah, I'll ask what that
Yeah,
funding
the
formula
administration,
is.
I mean, it's a lot more, but
Yeah.
it seems like we're all pushed to do a lot more with a lot less.
Yes.
So an option that we do have here, but I know Morgan needs to get one here too, but we can call this Taylor Williams. She's hitting this with meetings today, but if we wanted to call her during this meeting right now, we could call her and ask her about that if you want to know it now. If that's a decision for you.
But since it's just a discussion topic at the moment, I mean, it's something we could, if you're going Thursday, if you don't mind asking or seeing if they can tell you.
Is it contingent though on a consensus, do we merge or not? Because that's what they're looking for, is what's your consensus of your county?
I'm for it if it if we're seeing benefit in our county, we're not losing anything for ours.
Okay.
If we're gaining or staying status quo, I don't see an issue.
I would suspect that it's probably, if South Central is losing administration funding, everybody's probably losing administration.
Because I just find it curious, like, what you say, the higher population density areas like Des Moines and Iowa City, they're.
They may not be losing, yeah. That's maybe why, the central one, central Iowa has no interest in
Right.
merging. Cause it probably could, but, and that potentially having them in with us maybe isn't as beneficial, because that probably would,
Right.
could pull.
So this is really, we're just talking a discussion.
It's discussion, but
And so they have some idea. I mean, Josh, if you've got a doubt yet, you know, I mean, I would be for it, and I think you are. I mean, it could be.
I'm for it as long as we're not seeing any downside effects for our county. Or for, I guess it's our whole region.
Yeah,
so for our meeting, would be okay with I asking the question first? Where's our, would our funding be affected by, and are we, would it be pulling from us to go to that
but
area?
generally, we're looking at,
My understanding is programs won't, administration, I don't know.
Yes, I would, yeah, that's kind of what.
Okay.
What I-
we'll
And so
set it
before
at that we're, you asked the question that basically we're for.
Yeah.
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 No, okay?
So I'll find out about that funding formula and the impact this might have with combining them. And, you know, even getting that, in that Missouri Valley,
They may-
that got some large areas
Yeah.
coming onto it as well, but they were, kind of like what we're talking in general.
Right.
Well, I should say their, workforce development board in general was in support of it, but they're going through this whole thing as well with their local counties, their county members to see where do they
Well,
need that.
I
So,
think if you'll ask the question, so, you know,
okay,
but we got a general.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll move on. Let's
I will,
move on.
we're at the next
I
meeting.
told Morgan we'd be done at 10:30, so she can get to her next meeting.
I think we're gonna make it, Floyd.
I think so. No pay increase for dispatcher for 13.
Oh, that's one we talked about with,
Well, finished his training, so he is going to go from the training wage of $25.91 to $27.76 as of July 6th.
good, no, glad he came to us with some experience, so that helped us a lot. Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, we noted that. Future agenda items.
I do have.
We had, what? Morgan, what was, we were talking about?
That CICS has requested office space. So I have that on my list for next week to discuss. I've got a couple of ideas, so.
I met with her, accidentally.
Oh,
I
good.
was at, Roma's this morning talking to Jim Davis. She overheard some of our conversation in Starla.
Yes.
And she came over and gave me a card and said,
Yeah.
and so, yeah, I love having the idea of having that mental health presence in our building.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she is more so for the other side, though. I didn't think it was my office.
Behavioral side.
Okay, I thought she was on disability.
Let's see, CICS is disability access point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still, it's good to have that
So
presence.
she's requesting Tuesdays, and I really feel that the county social services office, old office would be a great place
Absolutely.
because it's already there.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
sounds good.
but that can be discussed at the next meeting, just, that is a big one on the radar. You guys also received an email from Brandy. I have the credit and exemption,
Homes.
the homestead credits, whatnots, all of those are in my office for review, for you guys to go through. Next meeting if you want, or I can figure it out, actually the timeline.
At the next meeting, it'll probably be good to do it.
Okay, yeah, I think she sent that email like Thursday or Friday. letting you know that they are in my office and you guys can review applications. That's what I was for. The applications are in my office and you can review them.
And I wonder, like DD3, I will be in Omaha tonight through Thursday night. So I'll, at meetings. But I'll take my trustee, somebody.
I have some items off of them. So Sweeper, who was the
Yeah,
original
Yeah,
contractor.
that's what I was trying to come up with.
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
and I think that they came back with, they approved, Dennis approved a change order, but it never came to the Board of Supervisors table. So it needs to come to the Board of Supervisors table. And then there is a contract that, once the change order is officially approved, then as chair,
Yeah,
you would be the one, which maybe you got an email on that. I don't know, but
Yeah, I've got a
it's a
lot of these.
DocuSign. It's a DocuSign thing, but
Yeah,
don't sign it until we do that.
right. I got all that and I honestly didn't understand what the heck was going
Yeah.
on. So-
It's very convoluted.
Yes, it is.
I
So,
have them down for the 29th. He responded back that.
oh, that's right.
Jeff's
They're
not
not next
on the
week.
22nd.
Okay,
So it's gonna be another.
On the 29th?
but
But
this is a reduction in the
Yes.
contract, so it's not like we're adding money to the
Right.
contract, it's reducing the contract.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
I think we need to, at some point, do a void of that CPPC check to the area develop, to the Alta Vista Library.
okay, so that was discussed with, I think Elizabeth as well, that since month end had not been closed, it was allowed to be.
Oh, you could void it.
We could void it still within our
Oh,
office
perfect,
because the month end wasn't closed, but the check came back right away.
perfect.
So
So,
that one.
I'll
was
take
all
that off.
good there.
Yeah.
Good there.
Okay.
and then, we have at our June 24th meeting, I believe it was, we approved to pay for the tower, removing the stuff from the towers.
Yes,
We agreed to pay that through the bond proceeds.
Yep.
The claim didn't get ran through by June 30th. And we have $0 budgeted for,
that, no.
for fiscal year 26. So before we can pay that bill with bond proceeds, we need to amend our budget because we have no Department 99 expenses. So we need to approve that, a budget amendment. So a couple of ways that we could do this. I contacted Keith Starr. It could either go to 911 could pay it and then we could reimburse 911 and keep, or not pay the bill until we get the budget amendment. So I lean towards we maybe get the budget amendment done and then pay the bill, but we might want to communicate with that company and say, hey, can you bear with us because of a 10 and 20 day publication requirement? And so at the next meeting, if you could set the date and time for the hearing, and then we just need to do that amendment. If we could have that amendment ready for publication Monday before the meeting, set the hearing, we get a head start on that 10 and 20 day requirement.
Okay, would
That
we
it could-
only include this amendment or we talk to other departments about
At
other?
this point, I can't imagine any department really has to have an amendment.
Okay, at this moment, no, but attorney's office, I'm pretty sure will likely need one.
Yeah, but they should be fine for a long time before another amendment.
It would be cleaner, I think, if we waited, instead of asking 911 to then paying them back.
I like it too, to go direct from,
I do too. But Josh, I would agree.
yeah,
Okay.
It's not add one hand to another hand.
I know,
I
it's just,
Cross.
yeah.
yeah, we got enough things.
But it may be a call to that company and saying, hey, we're so sorry, we didn't get this paid by June 30th. And can you bear with us for another month here? A few weeks.
Sounds good. So, anything? Yeah,
I'm good.
okay. Morgan, we got it done.
We're not done, we've adjourned.
I know.
Motion
I
to
know.
adjourn.
Motion adjourned, do I have a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Morgan, 7 minutes, I told you I'd do it. Yes.
Okay, claims were on the table, please don't take them home, please sign them.
They're in your pile, right there.
Okay.
Josh, you'll need to sign those as well.